Hi, I'm Millie. My story isn't very complicated, but I'm telling it with a warm feeling I want to pass on to you. I want to tell you about my first love. This isn't a story about broken hearts or first betrayal, not at all. I'm in love, and I want to tell the whole world about it. The only unusual thing about my story is that my sweetheart lives in a different city. I remember very clearly the first time when we met each other online. I was browsing my social page, and suddenly the notification came that someone put a like to my profile pic. I checked who that was, and it was some boy of my age from a different city. Strange. We had only one friend in common, who was my classmate. Normally, I don't react to random likes, but this time I got curious. The boy, whose name was Stan, looked really enigmatic. Long black hair, dark eyes, thoughtful expression. Why don't I send him a message to ask who he was? He also posted the same music in his feed that I also liked a lot, so I knew that we had at least one topic to chat about without feeling awkward. He responded at once. He said that he saw my profile among his suggested friends and liked my picture just because I like your picture. Isn't that what likes are about? Gorgeous. He even had the sense of humor. We started chatting, and there was not a single moment of awkwardness that inevitably comes when you talk to a stranger. It was that type of a conversation that usually happens between two old friends who know each other for ages. It seemed like I was talking to my twin. It also turned out that we had the same preferences in music, movies, food, lifestyle, and whatever else. We chatted all evening, and it was so satisfying. The next day, he wrote to me again just to ask what's up. I wanted to respond briefly because, they say that a girl shouldn't be intrusive and also needs to keep distance, but I just couldn't help it. I just wanted to talk to him all the time, and he didn't seem to object to it. This chat went on without interruption for several days. My mom had always told me, Millie, you need to be careful. You need to check people before you become attached to them. But a week after our first encounter, I was already deeply in love. Sometimes falling in love gives you that bittersweet feeling, as if you know from the very beginning that you're in love now, but it won't last. Well, this time, it was only sweet, nothing bitter. I knew from the very beginning that Stan was the right one for me. He was nice, smart, caring, handsome, and seemed to understand anything about me. The only thing that made me anxious was the distance between us. He is actually a 2 hours flight away from me, and we're teenagers, so it's not that you can just make a weekend's visit to meet. After all our messenger chats, we were supposed to have a video chat. I remember I was so nervous, as if I was going on a real date. From early morning, I was doing my hair, thinking about what I would wear, putting on makeup. I was trembling from head to toes, and when I was supposed to press a button to respond, my hands were shaking, and I managed to do it only after 3 attempts. On the screen, I saw my Stan, all pale, visibly nervous, and trembling as much as I was. The feelings overwhelmed me, and I cried, and he was just trying to console me. We are now remembering our first video chat laughing, but at that moment, I was so scared and vulnerable and dead serious. Several months passed, and we were texting the whole day and making video chats, but I felt that we needed some movement, which was meeting each other in real life. I remember one of the happiest days of my life when Stan told me his parents were going to visit their relatives in a town near my city, and he asked to bring him along. I was like, oh, tell me it's true. Tell me you're not kidding. Show me the ticket. You won't cancel, right? And he was laughing and telling me that that was true and he would come by all means. He did come. I hardly remember that day. I didn't sleep a single moment the night before and got up with a heart rate at somewhere around 200. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything. My hands were trembling. I remember while I was arriving to meet him, I saw everything in a haze. And there I saw him with a cute teddy bear in his hands, smiling and looking at me. I was just praying he didn't notice I was about to faint. Just an hour into our meeting, I started calming down, hugging the teddy bear he presented to me. It was so much better than online. I felt very miserable that it would finish very soon, but he consoled me saying that we would figure out something. And that's when we made our first kiss. And it was so breathtaking, I still remember it on my lips. Well, what should I say? This was the first and the only time we met in real life. I'm not tired of our chats, and Stan says he isn't too. That feeling when you want to be close to someone you love, but you can't, is very frustrating, but also somehow sweet. But still, I want to get rid of it. We're living through high school, and soon time will come to think what to do next, and we were discussing to enter a college in the same city. This is the idea that really keeps me afloat and makes me remain positive and concentrated. It's nice to have an aim in life. And also, I can confirm to you that sometimes first love is not something that vanishes quickly. Sometimes it gets stronger every day. I'm so happy. I hope I've managed to pass you my warm feeling. Share this video with your friends and put a like if you enjoyed my story.